Hey guys, what's up and welcome to another episode. Today we'll be looking at the Lovemere case, of course by Lovemere, for the Samsung Galaxy S4. As you can see there. I actually have two of these. This is the one that's in the packet, so this is how you receive it, with a bit of tape around the side. And yeah, so if we put that one aside, we have the empty case, which of course the phone comes in there. As you lift up, you will see the little Allen key just there, which is here, which you'll receive in there. Also inside the case we have what it basically says, and on the back. So if we get into it, I've actually got the screws on top of mine, mainly just to make life easy when I actually screw this thing together. We have tempered Gorilla Glass. Now I know a lot of people have been like, oh, but you know, Gorilla Glass is, you know, cheap to remake or whatever they say. But this one actually is, as long as you get it from an actual dealer, this one is real Gorilla Glass. So as you see, it's got all the cuts, all the cutouts for all the little sensors. It is very prone to, you know, like smudges. That's why they give you a rag to just clean down the screen every now and then, or a cloth, whichever you want to call it. And before you actually put the phone in the case, they also give you a wet wipe, which of course I've used because I've had my case in here. Okay, so this is the front case. Like I said, Gorilla Glass on the front, a nice aluminium body frame around it, which is very strong, and the 3 buttons for the S4 one. Different ones have different buttons, or they won't have buttons at all. Okay, moving on to the middle, we have the rubber that the actual phone is in. And I'll just take you around that. What we have on the side is the impact rubber, which should, well, according to what they say, should stop your phone from actually impacting. So if we put that in, it should squish down before damaging your phone, or something along the lines of what they've actually said. And also they've got cut out for the speaker, and they've also got little bits of glass in here, or plastic. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it's glass. Glass. I don't know. Could be plastic, guys. I'm not 100% sure. But that just slots in there. It can be a bit of a pain in the ass to get in. I'm not even sure that that's meant to pop out like that, but and the bottom. Okay, well, I'll fix that anyway, guys, later on. But yeah, they do come with that. And of course, if we look at the back case, again, it is the aluminium, which also has the grill guard, which is also the same color and texture style as the, oops, sorry about that, guys, as the S4. And you also get included a wristband, a little tool to actually do them up after you get into the case. Now a lot of people will get confused on why there's 2 tools, because most of this stuff, or sorry, all this stuff will actually be inside the phone when you receive the case. So you will need this Allen key to open the case first to get all these things, so you can use this tool so you can put your phone in there. Also included, you get 2 spare screws, but you can also contact the seller for more. So I'm just going to stick those pieces of glass back in, and I'll get right back to you. Okay, so after a bit of fiddling and diddling, I managed to get them back in. They do come out, and I just noticed that they are actually indeed plastic. So make sure that you lay it flat and just gently give it a little scrub over from the inside on both ones, because once the phone's in, it's going to be very hard. Okay, so with your phone, give it a nice wipe down. Normally with your wet wipe that's included. And then you just basically stick your phone in, like so. sometimes this is actually already on here, but in this case I took it off just for this. So go ahead and place on your back plate, just like so. Make sure that the USB port is in and all the contacts are on, and then lay it down flat. And then you grab your little earpiece. I also forgot to mention this, guys. This is a earpiece protector cover thingy, whichever you guys have a look at that, it just sort of slots up and down. Other ones actually have a little glass cutter on the edge there, but being mine, we don't have it for the S4 model. So for that, you just basically, on that thread there, you just basically thread it on and set it on just like that. Okay, again, after you've done all that, you'll want to not do that and just give your phone another bit of a wipe down. My phone isn't exactly in the best condition at the minute, and normally I would actually strongly suggest putting all the screws in it before you put it on, because they're a bit of a hassle, or either which way you want to do it. Now make sure you do clean the screen before you put it on your phone, because like I said, once it's screwed on, you will not be cleaning the inside of it. Doesn't mean you can't take it off again, but it does become a hassle. Now as you can see on my phone, if you just have a look there at that middle button, it's just pushed out that little smidgy bit. So what you want to do is you just want to make sure that they're all nice and tucked in, and then push down on the case, making sure that both of the front and back cases are looped into the earpiece hole, and then use your tool that you get with it and very slowly do them all up. Okay, so once you've done that, you can set that aside, and that will actually just pop in there quite nicely and stay in place. And there's your phone, already done up in the case. Now if you do want to attach the band, I do suggest actually getting your included Allen tool, because on the S4 model the hole is a lot smaller than the Sony Z2 and the Samsung Galaxy S5. I did have those cases, but my friends actually wanted them, so I didn't have a chance on doing a review on them. So very awkwardly, just sort of poke it through and keep threading it through the hole, and then eventually, in theory, there we go, it will pop out the other end. And all we have to do then is unclip it, bring it around. This is very tricky, so I would suggest doing it, I got it first shot, but when you first get it on, it is quite tricky, and then you just clip that on, and there you go. Now most people want a rating after this, and once people have done this, which I have got quite a few comments on my other videos saying they want ratings, don't do these up too tight. Do them up, tight enough, but just make sure it's about even all the way around. So there you go. That goes from the case to the reality one, which is a bit different. But anyway, okay, so down to the rating. I have, like I said, my friends have had this case before, not the S4 model of course, the S5 and the Sony Z2. And the buttons are, I would say, probably a bit flimsy for me. They do rattle a bit, but they do work quite well. The function key and the back key don't actually move because they're just touch sensitive, but the middle button actually does click a bit. Okay, so down to, sorry about that guys, down to the rating. I honestly would probably rate this at probably about an 8 or 8.5. mainly because it does have some letdowns, of course, with the buttons and whatnot. But there really isn't that much to fault on the phone, on the case. I have dropped this a few times with this case on, and it has survived. I've dropped it on a few rocks, on the road, on grass, and it has still survived quite well. Like I said, the keys won't actually light up. That's one feature you do lose if you put this case on. Also, the port down the bottom, you almost need nails just to try and get the port cover open. That's another fault that it really has, because there's no tab to try and get it. You have to sort of force your way in, and sometimes it can just be that bit of an absolute pain in the ass. But normally once you get it open for the first time, it will push back in fairly easy. But like I said, that is quite a thick piece of rubber that's actually holding that in there, and it is quite a firm grip. So if we just look around the case, we have, like I said, the Gorilla Glass, the Love Me logo, the 6 Allen key screws, your IO blaster, your headphone port. If we go to the side, you've got your volume up and volume down, which are quite responsive. Your lanyard loop, your USB ports, your 3 keys. On the other side, we have the power button. On the back, we have this bit of rubber, which actually stops it from sliding around, surprisingly, and it works quite well. And then we have the flash and the camera. Bits of little glass. And that's basically it. And on the front, you've got all your cutouts for all your little sensors and bits and pieces. So yeah, guys, that's basically it. That's the review of the Lovemir Samsung Galaxy S4 case from, like I said, Lovemir. I picked this one up from eBay for around about $26, $27 AU dollars. This was one of the only AU resellers, and I had no problems with it, and all my friends have had no problems with it. It's a strong case. I really do recommend it if you're out on the sites, especially with the Yangyard, because you can clip something up, or you can just put different loops on it. So yeah, tell me how this review went, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. Your feedback is seriously important to me. And yeah, like, comment and subscribe.